Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be another episode of Reforge Gaming News, breaking down all the latest updates for No Man's Sky. There's a lot going on. A new expedition, this new update called Outlaws, as well as the information from Sean Murray that there will not be a sequel to No Man's Sky, and they are working on something very big, ambitious, and new. If you didn't catch this stream live, hit subscribe and the bell button. If you haven't been seeing my streams, make sure you check your subscription feed or my channel every day. We do stream every day. YouTube has moved some things around, and sometimes the live streams aren't showing up. We like to start the stream with all the information that you might be looking for about the particular thing that we're talking about, so let's dive right in. This is a Reforge update. No Man's Sky seeing significant updates, changes, and a new expedition, but also the news that there will not be a sequel. We're going to break it all down in this video. If you like these Reforge updates, hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss my videos. So first I want to talk about how there will not be a sequel, and there is confirmation they are working on a new IP. Also, we'll talk about the new expedition and the new update. I've got a lot of information to go over for the Outlaws update. That'll be in the back half of the video, so make sure you watch the whole thing. So no sequel, okay? We pulled this from Game Informer. Sean Murray told IGN that Hello Games' next project is strikingly ambitious. Quote, similar to No Man's Sky, it's the kind of project that even if we had 1,000 people working on it, it would still seem impossible. Now, what this new IP will be is anyone's guess, but Hello Games has spent a long time honing their craft with No Man's Sky, seemingly infinite loop. In any case, it won't be a sequel to the developer's flagship title. So if you want more No Man's Sky, there likely will be a whole lot more No Man's Sky as they continue to get the expedition system up and running and cranking out every, couple of months or so. But they have a new project, and it's not more No Man's Sky. Now, the new expedition is called Blighted. I pulled this information from nomansky.com. The new expedition, Blighted, aligns with the piratical theme. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. It's pirate-themed, and it's called Outlaws. So that update being Outlaws is a lot about pirates, and Blighted lines up with that. Travelers will follow the trail of a pirate faction known as the Blight and their mysterious treasure, gathering clues, decrypting milestones. Expeditions is an opportunity to mix up different styles of gameplay, and this fast-paced treasure hunt should again feel like a different form of play from previous expeditions. Now, the Blighted expedition begins today. April 14th is when we're recording this, so it starts today on April 14th, and it will run for approximately 5 weeks. You can begin a new community expedition game to join the treasure hunt. So what you do is you open up the game, and instead of loading your original save, you click on the expedition. When it concludes, your progress will be converted to a normal mode save, and rewards can be redeemed across all save games. If you're new to the idea of a No Man's Sky expedition, it's like creating a seasonal character in Diablo. Everything you do can be handed off to existing or new characters if you like all the cool cosmetics that you get. But the expedition has a limited time. You basically start with a brand new character, randomly generated planet and all this. You land on a planet and you got all this stuff that you have to do throughout the 5-week expedition. Lastly, but certainly not least, a massive update called Outlaws. This is falling under update 3.85 that introduces a ton of stuff. I'm going to comb through what I think are the high points. I'm going to list a lot of stuff. I'm going to drill down on a few things that I think are huge, especially if you're like me and you're not a huge fan of the space combat, okay? They are allowing you to recruit your own squadron of pilots, improve space combat, stunning solar sail starships, and more. You'll notice the ships in the little trailer running next to me having like these weird, almost like flag-like things that are coming out and opening up. Very, very cool stuff. So they added the solar ships, outlaw space stations, improved space combat, dramatic explosions, Passing frigate fleets will be in the sky when you're on a planet. Smuggling. In-atmosphere combat. So when you're down on a planet, you can actually get into combat with these pirates, not just in outer space. Which, if you're like me and you don't like the combat, it has been improved, and there's some really good things that might help you. Ships can now add a cargo hold if you want to increase your ship's capacity. Squadrons are now in the game. You can recruit roaming pilots into your own squadron to accompany you along the journey. These wingmen will automatically warp to your location during space combat and can be summoned to fly into formation at any time. You can also manage and upgrade these wingmen, okay? And you can expand your Starship fleets. They've added cloth as a clothing type. You might have seen the cape in the trailer. And this is the biggest thing for me, space combat autopilot. I hate space combat in No Man's Sky. I just want to roam around. The new Starship combat auto-follow option enables automatic target locking capabilities for space combat. This mode locks onto and automatically tracks enemy ships while still allowing precision adjustments from player input. So if you just kind of like want to let it go on, its own thing, let it, and you don't have to get so frustrated like I do. Also, this Rebel Star system. You can explore outlaw systems and their motives with a series of new missions and earn rewards such as new titles or exclusive Shroud of Freedom hood customization. There are Starship energy shields. The actual enemies and pirates have varying degrees of shields now. Interstellar piracy, if you want to make money doing piratey stuff, right? Starship weapon variety, more weapons for your starship. Unique pirate missions. Dazzling combat effects, and planetary pirate raids. This one interested me, so I wanted to put the info here for you. Pirates will now intrude into planet atmospheres to attack buildings and settlements, strafing in from the sky and raining down fire upon structures and the surroundings. Strap into your ship and fend off the raiders to earn new rewards. If you want to see all of the 3.185 patch notes, it's available on nomansky.com. That was everything. That's all the high points and the little bits of information that I thought were the most interesting. Head over to Reforge Gaming if you want to discuss these things with me live here on Reforge Updates. Hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Curious if any of this is interesting to you. If you're like, man, I don't know. I've sat on the fence with No Man's Sky for a really, really long time. I didn't ever get into the game, but these updates are pretty significant. If you guys want to help out the stream today, we think we discovered why we're kind of getting a little punished by YouTube. We did something on Friday night with the members-only stream that might have confused YouTube. We went live like normal and then switched it to members-only and then got like 6 copyright claims for all the Star Wars music. When a channel looks like it's doing stuff that it shouldn't do, it can get kind of punished in the algorithm. We kind of have to climb out of that. And one of the great ways we can climb out of it is with you guys being super active and supportive. So make sure and smash the like button. Get us our first 100 likes. Make sure you're on live chat. Say good morning in the chat. Do all those ritualistic things. It really helps. Yo, good morning, feed. How are you? All right, let's ask. No Man's Sky update. Is this enough to bring you back or try it out? Bring you back or try it out, right? If you've never gotten it before, yes or no? So obviously we're encompassing both types of players here. Is it enough to bring you back or try it out for the very first time? If you've never, played the game before, is this update enough to kind of convince you that this is worthy of checking out? That's what we want to know. You get a cape, so yes, says Sven. Yeah, you got an update on Xbox. I got an update last night, I guess. I still haven't gotten an update on Steam, so I don't honestly know. I was gonna try to play it on my PlayStation 5 because my gaming rig still periodically does that entire system freeze thing, and then I reboot it and it's totally fine. Like, as long as I can get past the first 1 to 2 minutes of a video game, I'm totally fine. I can play for hours. It's super strange. So I was like, well, maybe I want to play it on the PS5. At the very least, we could start an expedition character on the PS5, but then I wouldn't have any money if we wanted to check out the Outlaws update. The Outlaws update, obviously, being the bigger portion of this. Whenever I've played No Man's Sky gameplay in the past, I've always felt that it's a super enjoyable game. It's just extremely hard to cover and play at length because everything takes such a long time. We're not in a position to drill down with a game like this long term. These updates, along with the release of the game on Switch this summer, is going to be the reason I know Life It for a bit, says Noberto. Okay. Excited to get my girlfriend to play with me on her Switch. After a few playthroughs of Elden Ring, yeah, I need a break, says Blueberry Puffin. I played a few of their previous expeditions, so I'll probably check it out. Could you describe what your home base or settlements functionally, if anything, in No Man's Sky? Yes. So if you want to get into like building and creating your own settlement, basically what it is it's a base. You build a base. You can do all sorts of things with the base. You can research technology, plant life growth, vehicles, and when you do that, what you do is you can create like greenhouses if you want, which are going to grow valuable resources for you. But in order to do that, you got to get a bunch of other resources, glass and materials and things to build those. And then all those things grow automatically. So like every time you boot up the game, you go into your little garden or greenhouse areas, you grab all your materials, and then, you can be like a space pirate. You can be selling them. You can be, basically becoming as rich as you possibly can, and then build more stuff, build a new building, get all these cool decorative things from an expedition and then throw them on the building, little lights and little boom boxes or, really fancy looking windows. Like you can basically do whatever you want. If you want to be like a space pirate and you want to just literally just travel around and get really big frigates and attack enemies and steal stuff and try to, you can do that. There are missions and quests you can work on if you want. There's the Artemis mission quest line. I think there's others as well now. I don't know what they're all classified under. The Outlaws update, the No Man's Sky Outlaws update, is coming with its own sort of like trajectory of campaign, basically, and you can do that as well. You can try to get to the center of the universe. That's just sort of like the default, follow the what's that stuff called that you're following? You're following like this signal. You can do that. You can Goldilocks planet hunt, like look for a perfect planet, one that you think is like the absolute best, and then settle there. Sometimes people don't want to do that. They just settle where they can. Is it already out or is it coming out later today? According to them, the Expedition update is out. And right now on PS5, it says, become an Interstellar Rebel in update 3.85, learn more. So I don't know, how can you check the version of your game on the PlayStation 5? View product, select version. No. Would it be view product? No, that's not going to help me. How do you check if you have the latest update? I always forget how to do this. You click on it at the very top. I can check for update. Maybe if I click on information, does it tell me? Yeah, right now I'm on version 3.085, so I'm assuming that I got the update. Last update, it says, took place last night at 5:51. So I guess they shoved out the update yesterday. Like, I thought you were going to have to wait until today for the update. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing No Man's Sky Outlaws. We want to know, is the latest update and new expedition, is it enough to bring you back? Also, the news that there will not be a No Man's Sky sequel. Hello Games is working on a new project, a new IP, and it is not No Man's Sky. They're working on something brand new, and apparently it's just as ambitious, if not more, than No Man's Sky. So could we get 12 more likes on the video? Let's get those first 100 likes before we get to the 15-minute mark. Let's try and really push this stream today. After you went live, you were at the top of my feed this morning. Congrats. Yeah, I think we're having to kind of climb out of a pit that they put us in. I don't think they liked what we did. I don't think you're supposed to go live as a normal stream and then switch to members only. I think we did that, and we got a bunch of copyright claims on the video because of the Star Wars music, which copyright claims aren't a big deal. But if your channel's doing a bunch of copyright claims and getting demonetized on like a vid, like the vid gets demonetized, and it performs really poorly, I think we just got punished. We went back on when we looked, and it was like every stream was fine. We did that Friday night with Madam, and then this entire week, it was like we got punished for it. So we had to delete that VOD, unfortunately, hoping that would maybe kind of clean the channel up. We'll see if, next week we get treated a little bit better. I had to go to your channel today to find the stream. Usually it's in my suggestion. Well, that's discouraging to hear that that's still happening. That's why I'm saying at the beginning of streams, I'm like, hey, we stream every day, so check your subscription feed or my channel, because YouTube's doing something funky with live streams, and we don't know what exactly it is. It has really, really hurt us. We are actually performing worse than when we came over here in September. When we came over here in September, we were doing just fine, and we climbed up from there, and we have fallen down big time. It's almost like we've been punished or something, and that was the only thing we could think of. So we're hoping that deleting that VOD and not doing that ever again will help us kind of climb out of it. Don't worry, we'll continue to do the Friday night streams with Madam. We'll continue to do that, and we'll continue to do members-only streams, but we will not boot up as a normal stream. So just a sidebar, my logic behind that was pretty simple. If I followed a content creator pretty closely and they booted up and were like, hey, I'm doing a members-only stream, I would want to know that if I wasn't a member, because I'd be like, hey, for $5, I'll pay to watch you and your wife play a game or whatever. So I kind of wanted the entire channel to know what was going on, and so that's why we went live as a normal stream, and then after 10 minutes we switched it. That's probably not a good idea, because it makes that video look really strange. It's like, wait a minute, this video got a ton of impressions, but it was only seen by a really small fraction of your audience. What the frick did you do? So we think we might have kind of, confused the algorithm, as it were, and we're trying to climb out of this pit that we're in. It's also been compounded by the fact that there's not much going on. There's like no news. So we are going to be coming over this update today, and we want to know, is this something that will bring you back to the game? This recent update to No Mans Sky, the No Mans Sky Outlaws update, is it enough for you to come on back in and say, hey, I want to check this game out? If you haven't seen their website on it, they've got a ton of information here. One of the first things that they highlight, let's get this nice and big for you, because I'm down in the corner out of the way. So solar ships is one of the first things you might notice from the trailer. They've got these big, huge solar panel looking wings that fold out and flip out in all kind of different ways. You can see the one up here with the two semicircles, and then the one down here is more like wings, like almost like bug wings. You can see the one down here that I'm circling. Those just look like almost like big giant panels for one in each corner. And then here, this one doesn't necessarily have big solar panels on it, but it's got like these like very cool, they look more like spaceships. They look more futuristic. They look very cool. And so that's one of the first things that they talked about. Solar ships are a new high-tech Starship class with a full and diverse range of procedurally generated variations. These versatile and efficient long-range travelers come with their own unique technologies and can be found all across the universe. I remember the original gameplay footage and a lot of just like scanning plants and stuff. Is that still a chore, or is it more engaging and enjoyable now? That's still one of the primary content loops, is you gathering materials, scanning things, and scanning animals. Now, you don't have to do that, but it is a core element of content that you are scanning, traveling, finding, and gathering things. But they have improved and made all those things a whole lot faster and more efficient than they used to be. Can we get a No Man's Sky orbit screen, please? Creature says, all I know is it sounds like I can rob people. Sign me up. Yes. Right here, Outlaw Station. So this is another new thing. Across the galaxy, star systems have fallen under Outlaw control. System authority has been surrendered to rebel forces, leaving space unpoliced and ripe for piracy. As well, having no sentinel interceptors, Outlaw systems have their own technology merchants, their own marketplace for contraband items, their own unique mission agents, and much more. So that's a new thing that you're going to see when you boot up today, is these Outlaw stations, which offer a whole host of new things. Now, a lot of that stuff they don't get into until further down. Improved space combat. So the risks and the rewards of space combat have been rebalanced for challenge, flow, and speed. They don't really go into details. That's just kind of generic. Now, they go a little bit into details, further down about that with respect to, like, you can get into low orbit combat. You can use the auto lock system. They have shields now. You saw him kind of break that shield there. The pirates that you might fight and the ships that you might fight have varying degrees of power on their shields, basically. And you can see, I don't know if he ever uses the auto lock here. It looks like he's just sort of doing the typical fly and aim for himself. What if they made an always online game, kind of like the Cycle and Tarkov, where you can just go around and screw people out of their cargo? Yeah, I don't know if you want to have a game like that. I just think games where you can mess with people are not long for this world. Look at Sea of Thieves player base numbers for proof of this. When you build a game and the centrality of the games is screwing with other people's progress and disrupting their progress, I don't think people are going to enjoy the game for very long. That's obviously my opinion, but I think you can see it as evidenced with virtually every Steam review of people that were like, why do I want to play this game? It's so toxic. It's not fun. I can't do anything. I don't think you can have a game that centers around that, personally. Not for very long, because in general, what I think happens is you just attract griefers, and griefers aren't loyal. Griefers just enjoy griefing. They don't give a crap about the game. And the people that do care about the game and progress and want to get things done are constantly motivated to not play. Sea of Thieves is so toxic, that's why I stopped playing it. Yeah, you're giving people a constant reason to not play. And the people that are enjoying playing, I don't think there's a lot of loyalty there. I think they enjoy griefing. They don't enjoy the game. People that do nothing but grief and do nothing but PvP and Sea of Thieves, and they never work on anything else, they're not a fan of your game. They're just a fan of griefing. So, all right, so they added dramatic explosions. Destruction effects for ships, asteroids, freighters, and space cargo have all received an overhaul, making gunning down vessels more satisfying than ever. And you can see here it's been kind of looping behind me and showing a little bit more involved in the explosions, more dynamic in how it happens. At Sea of Thieves, people did not want that in Sea of Thieves. People like that in Tarkov and Cycle, and they know what they're getting. I think they would need separate modes, though. I think the problem you're always going to face, Butters, is keeping and maintaining a player base. Like, I don't know how successful and how healthy Tarkov and the Cycles player bases are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to presume, but I'm going to assume that it's hard to keep people in. They just are going to get bored. They're just going to get annoyed with everything. This is another thing that they've updated. Passing frigate fleets. You can gaze up from planetary surfaces and see occasional fleets of frigates thundering across the skies. This is just sort of a cosmetic thing, but it is nice, kind of bringing that sense of a living universe with all kinds of things happening on it. If you guys are just tuning in, we are discussing the No Mans Sky Outlaws update, as well as the fact that they are working on a new thing and it's not a sequel. We're also asking the question, is this latest update enough for you to come back and either try the game for the first time or come back to it? In addition, the warp and engine effects on all frigates and freighters have been overhauled for additional flair and impact. They give you little screenshots here to show you what that might look like. I wish you could click on these screenshots to go bigger. It would have been great for some thumbnails. I had to grab thumbnails from the video. They're so weird with their media. Smuggling. You can purchase contraband goods from outlaw stations and then shuttle them across to regulated systems and sell them for a large profit. So you want to be Han Solo and you want to go get a bunch of stuff that you're not supposed to have and then take it back to a regulated area for a big jump in profit, you can certainly do that. System authorities may now scan passing ships and probe their cargo for illegal goods, with Sentinel interceptors primed to deal with would-be smugglers. Enterprising pilots can install countermeasures in the form of a cargo probe deflector. So if you're trying to take DNA samples or, gra or any of this stuff, moon ether, you're going to want to make sure and get yourself a cargo probe deflector, or you're going to be getting, shot at or fined or something. I don't know. But you want to be a pirate, you want to be Han Solo, you want to be a smuggler, go for it. That's a new thing you can now do in the game. Now, this one might irritate me. I don't know. I am not a fan of the space combat. Now, there is information below, and I read it in my opener. I read through the details of how there is combat autopilot now, which is probably a very welcome thing to people that are, not wanting to get into the combat. I am definitely of the mind that I don't like that. I don't want to be shot at or get into fights. Now, again, there are people that love it. That's all they want to do. And now this is going to be happening in the lower atmosphere, okay? So skim the tops of the mountain ranges in fierce dogfights against outlaw ships or Sentinel system authorities within planetary atmospheres. So you can see here, this is just, again, I think, something that they're trying to make the game feel more alive and more, dynamic and more living. So I celebrate this while also saying that might annoy the frick out of me. Ship cargo holds. So for those of you that are running out of inventory space, starships can now be fitted with a high-capacity cargo inventory, enabling players to haul more than ever across the galaxies. So, let's see here. Paul comparing No Man's Sky to Sea of Thieves. 25,000 playing 34 minutes ago, 14,000 playing No Man's Sky 33 minutes ago. Well, I mean, sure, that's not in doubt. I'm not trying to say Sea of Thieves failed because they have people playing, and No Man's Sky certainly has had its ups and downs. Give No Man's Sky a couple of days, right? Sea of Thieves literally just put out a brand new season, so give No Man's Sky a couple of days here to get some momentum. I just think the general consensus from the people that have left Sea of Thieves, the point that I was trying to make is, I don't think you can build a healthy player base around, picking on people. I don't think it works. I didn't open my Yeti. I just took no drink at all. I questioned just sitting down the cup and acting like I did, but I really wanted a drink of coffee, so I just had to own the mistake and let you guys know, I'm just trying to live that honest life. What is happening? Squadrons. You can now recruit roaming pilots into your own squadron to accompany you along your journey. These wingmen will automatically warp to your location during space combat and can be summoned to fly into formation at any time, right? So, I for one think this is another great change. If you're not a huge fan of space combat, you can say, all right, you know what? I'm going to recruit a squadron. And guess what? You can manage and upgrade your wingmen, okay? You can expect the skills, traits, and battle statistics of your squadron recruits from a manage fleet terminal on the bridge of your capital ship. Expand your fleet capacity by unlocking additional pilot slots or train your existing pilots to upgrade their efficiency in combat. So you can see down here, you can see the various ships that they have, and then you can see spatial awareness, leadership potential, subtlety, creativity, audacity, confirmed kills, and notes. This guy never breaks. There's also life expectancy as well, and so that you can actually give yourself essentially a posse to keep yourself alive and well out there in the atmosphere and in the stratosphere. You don't want to get in these fights. You don't want to get shot up. They're gonna give you the ability to create a squad and level that squadron up. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing No Man's Sky Outlaws. Also, we discussed the news that there will not be a No Man's Sky sequel. They are working on a new IP, and that is going to be a completely new game. Apparently, it's as ambitious as this game, according to Sean Murray. If you're enjoying the show, do me a favor, hit the like button. That helps out the video. Hit that subscribe button. That way you can talk in the chat. And if you haven't seen my streams lately, make sure you're checking your subscription feed as well as the channel. We've been having some weird things happen this week with our streams not showing up for people. Sea of Thieves has, on average, more players on Steam for years. Sea of Thieves new update 2 days ago. No Man's Sky new update in 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, listen, comparing No Man's Sky and Sea of Thieves for concurrent playership, I don't think is a fair comparison, because No Man's Sky for the longest time and in large succession is treated as a single-player game by many people. Sea of Thieves is quite literally a multiplayer game. Like, it's intended to be played online. So I don't know if it's fair to say that or to compare them. That doesn't mean that No Man's Sky is like a worse game. And again, the point that I was making, comparing it to No Man's Sky, has nothing to do with what I said. I was asked a question. What if they made a game like The Cycle and Tarkov, where you could disrupt people and steal stuff for them? And I said, I don't think you can make a successful game that centers around that. I actually don't think Sea of Thieves has been that successful. You have the money of Microsoft, you've got the name of Rare, and you have unsuccessfully built your game. They brag about player-based numbers, then you look at their Steam numbers, and it's actually a joke for an online multiplayer game. And if you look at all the feedback from the community of people that have left, it's because they get tired of being picked on. So that has nothing to do with No Man's Sky. Butters just brought that up as like an offshoot issue. It's hard for me to imagine not wanting to do a good bit of space combat, assuming it feels good, not just some Gundam shooting, but like X-Wing furballs. I would not autopilot that. I mean, here's the thing. They are certainly trying to improve space combat, right? The space combat was really, really bad when the game first came out, and it certainly has gotten better, for sure. Check the monthly average, which has less swing. On what? I feel like you are far less likely to run into other people in No Man's Sky when compared to Sea of Thieves. For sure. Why would No Man's Sky have a sequel when they can just keep adding on to the original? Well, that's actually a good question, Deadly Dad Gaming. I think a No Man's Sky sequel could actually be really good, because what you would essentially do is you would rebuild everything with what they've learned from all these updates. So I just feel that I actually don't think I'm going to campaign for a sequel. I just think there was a point where somebody might think, hey, this game could use a complete, restart sequel. But then you could also argue, like what you're saying, why on earth would you do that? The expedition system works wonderfully. Their updates have been amazing. They seemingly really, really care about the game. Why would they need to do that? So, speaking of the game, the No Man's Sky update that landed today, is this enough to bring you back or to try it out for the very first time? We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you're subscribed so you can talk in chat as well. No Man's Sky is also 6 years old. Sea of Thieves is 4. No Man's Sky is also primarily a PlayStation game. I just don't think you can compare them. Again, if in this game, if in No Man's Sky you were consistently running into other people and getting shot up and having your stuff stolen, I think it would really hurt the player base numbers. I don't think that core content loop is popular, okay? Pointing at the fact that Sea of Thieves has decent numbers after they just started a new season, I don't care about that. That has nothing to do with the ongoing narrative about Sea of Thieves and its player base numbers that have been, I think, unimpressive for a very long time. I don't find their numbers impressive. For what they offer and how good the game could be, I think that they fall incredibly short of their potential, and it's because they won't just buck up and say, all right, fine, here's a PvE mode. They just want to satisfy the griefers, which is why so many of us have completely walked away from the game and will never go back. It's like, why would I come back to your game? Last time I tried to play it, every session was a nightmare, and it was because people wouldn't leave me alone. So I play video games to have fun, not be bullied, which I know people use that line of thinking with Elder Scrolls, with like Elden Ring and the Dark Souls games, but And that's exactly right. Don't play then, which is exactly what I do with Sea of Thieves, amongst many other people. Expanded starship fleets. Players can now own up to 9 starships, giving ship hunters the opportunity to collect a more diverse fleet of ship classes, colors, and designs. Additionally, players may now switch their primary starship while within the freighter hangar. Okay, so they're letting you get more starships if you like to collect them. Up to 9 from 6. This is also a great diagram if you're trying to explain to somebody how to the importance of the number 69. You can see here the number 6 is intended to approach 9 from this angle, sort of staying parallel and perpendicular. This is a great dialogue for this is a great diagram for the number 69. All right, cloth. No Man's Sky now features cloth physics simulation, including realistic draping fabrics such as hoods and capes. Visit an appearance modifier to try out a new fully customizable cape design. So you can see there, nice little cape flowing behind. It looks great. Next question is, when can we fly like Superman? And that's super important. What did I just listen to? We're just coming over the No Man's Sky patch notes and really great diagrams and images for their the No Man's Sky Outlaws update. We will be jumping in to No Man's Sky gameplay today. That'll be our second stream, and we hope you guys enjoy that. We know that, gaming news is a little dry right now. This is actually kind of big news, honestly. Anytime No Man's Sky does something, we think it is worth covering. Here you can see not just capes, but hoods. This character down here in the left, looking a little bit like a hunter, for those of you that play Destiny. Space Combat Autopilot. This is my single most favorite piece of the update. The new Starship Combat Auto-Follow option enables automatic target locking capabilities for space combat. This mode locks onto and automatically tracks enemy ships while still allowing precision adjustments from player input. I absolutely love this. If somebody starts messing with me, I can just be like, I'm gonna screw you, and just auto lock on them and shoot when is necessary. This mode is enabled in the options menu as a toggle on or a hold, allowing players to focus on weapon switching, firing without the need to steer, either as a preference or an accessibility option. In my case, both. The Blighted Expedition, we'll check out the details about that in a moment. There's a whole nother page on the brand new No Man's Sky Expedition 6 did release today. If you are wanting to jump into it, it is Blight or the Blight or Blighted or whatever it's called. We'll look at the details on that in just a moment. Under a Rebel Star, explore the Outlaw systems and their motives with a series of new missions and earn rewards such as new titles or the exclusive Shroud of Freedom hood customization. So you can work on new missions if you want. If you're like down with the campaigning, questing, mission-oriented gameplay, you can do that in the Outlaw systems. What do you think about NMK and Star Citizen? I don't know what NMK is, but Star Citizen, I think, has the potential to be a stellar game. Plenty of people, play it and care about it. I don't know why they just slammed that in there. This is so put together, so weird. This is another update that they made. You might have seen this in the little clips we were just watching about the combat. Starship Energy Shields. Pirate, Trader, and Sentinel starships now come equipped with energy shields varying in strength and recharge speed. Take down hostile vessels quickly while their shields are disabled. So that is a new element of combat, which is again something that if you love it, it's adding more depth. If you're like me, you're like, holy moly, I'm glad they added auto tracking, because the idea here would be if they recharge, right, they get out of your line of sight and they get behind you, they might be able to get their shield back. Oh, No Man's Sky? I think No Man's Sky is probably one of the greatest games to ever come back and remake itself. I think it's the archetype for how to do it. I think they've done an excellent job. I actually think it's probably one of the best live service games in existence right now. I think they are also an archetype of good live service game design with respect to ongoing support, updates, improving the game, enhancing the game, and also giving rhythmic seasonal content. I think they absolutely nail it. Diablo 3 seasonal character model is very much something that inspired the No Man's Sky expedition system that they've built, which I think is great. I think it's a really, really good model for live service. Is this a fetch quest game? It can be if you want it to be, but you don't have to do the fetch quest if you don't want. You can like get a bunch of stuff, rewards, and all kind of stuff if you're like, hey, I want to do fetch quests, or hey, I want to improve my relationship with this faction. You can do that, and then that opens up options and things for you within purchasing. Interstellar piracy. The profit available in those who would prey on trader ships or passing freighters has been increased, though Sentinel interceptors will now respond to attacks on planetary trade routes. After engaging in acts of space piracy, you can now restore your reputation by presenting a forged passport to the station core within any regulated space station. So we're really getting heavily involved here. You want to be a pirate, you can do it, and you can fix your rep by getting a forged passport. Just criminal all the way down from the bottom to the top. This one interested me. Starship weapon variety. All Starship weapons have been rebalanced to promote tactical decisions during dogfights. Weapons now come with varying levels of damage against shields or hulls. That makes sense since they added the shield mechanic to all ships. The Cyclotron Ballista will now disable the engines of hostile starships, and the phase beam can leech shield energy from its target directly to your own shield systems. So you can actually treat this like a little bit more in depth with the combat. Again, if people like this, if people like space combat in No Man's Sky, they are seemingly giving you more layers to the combat to enjoy. And this is another one of those cool solar ships with its like semicircle solar panel things flipped out. I don't understand how Hello Games is making any money on No Man's Sky, says Justin Kidder. The game is always on sale, and all of these updates have been free. No seasonal content that costs money. The game is a great value. Yeah, they don't even sell any microtransactions, right? You can't like... Oh, wait, no, there's microtransactions, are there not? Can't you go to that one store and buy stuff, like buy a currency for in-game cosmetics? So here they're showing the phase beam there, and they set up here that the phase beam can leech shield energy. So that's exactly what he's doing here, is using the phase beam on him. I love the Cyclotron Ballista. They're going in the right way, just a bit more, and we're there. I actually think the game... Oh, there's no microtransactions. I thought there was. I thought in like the one location you could buy stuff. So yeah, no microtransactions. My assumption is this. Hello Games has created so much value with all of these No Man's Sky updates that people are like, well, I'll buy the game. I mean, that's got to be what it is. They're just making money off the sales of the game, I'm supposing. I don't know. Unique pirate missions. If you're just tuning in, we're covering the No Man's Sky Outlaws update. We also talked about there is no sequel coming, and if you have any questions about that, there was an interview with Sean Murray, and we will be checking out the No Man's Sky Outlaws gameplay later today. Also, they tweeted just this morning, the No Man's Sky Expedition 6 launched today. We're going to look at those details shortly, so stay tuned for that. Make sure and hit subscribe if you want to talk in chat, ask questions. Take the poll at the top of the chat. It's very simple. No Man's Sky update. Is this enough to bring you back or try it out? 250 votes already. Outlaw Systems also now have their own bespoke Bounty Master, offering a unique range of procedurally generated missions, all with highly profitable rewards on offer for willing pirates. Now, as far as I can tell, the reason that they do the high rewards for these missions is because you're gonna be like hunted and stuff. They're gonna be trying to come after you, whether you're getting contraband or fighting ships or tracking down ships. Dazzling combat effects. Now, this is also in line with their update with the explosions, right? They're wanting to make things look cooler, and they're giving you a bit of a sampling down there with the cyclotron ballista, I believe, is what somebody just said a little bit ago that they really like. It was Real King Salty. Space combat has and had a visual overhaul, with new and improved effects for both player and NPC ships alike. Improvements include muzzle flashes, lighting, impact effects, projectiles, and much more. So once again, just making the game look a little bit prettier in all those little ways that they can. You know, frigates flying by. Here's a positron something. I don't know. There's the. I'm giving you some sound effects. Okay, I'm gonna stop. That's the infra knife. I'm really sorry for that. I got caught up in the moment. Planetary pirate raids. So I'm again. This is another thing I'm curious about. Like, is this going to be annoying? Or are you going to be on the ground trying to do something, and these guys, these knuckleheads, show up and start shooting everything? Pirates will now intrude into planet atmospheres, and they will attack buildings and settlements, strafing in from the sky and raining fire down upon the structure and surrounds. And strap into your ship and fend off the raiders to earn new rewards. So essentially what they're saying with this is like, this is going to be almost like a public event. You're just kind of doing your thing, and you're roaming around, and it's like, pirates! And they can't if you're near a settlement. Yeah, so this is kind of like a public event. So you're just chilling on a planet, you're hanging out on a settlement, you know, you're trying to get some materials or whatever the frick, and these guys show up. Now, apparently you can earn rewards for fending them off, so at least there's an incentivization to do it. And with the new updates to the weaponry, as well as the auto-lock system that I'm going to take full advantage of, this is something that would be probably worth your time. Again, they want this game to feel alive and living, and if you remember, I mean, just look at the skyline here. They added those stars to the skyline. They wanted the skylines to start to feel more responsive and real, and not just so static. Let's see. There you go. Some more examples of that, how they've added explosions and graphical effects. And so we got smoke and fire and, you know, a laser coming down. More sound effects. Yeah, I just can't. I don't want to subject the entire audience to that. That's a really great shot right there. Golly. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite games that I don't play. Like, I love this game. I love its look. I love the art style. They have just achieved something so special. It is just such a shame. Let me get you the information on the new expedition. Let me pull that up, all right? It is just such a shame that we are unable to really just plant our flag in this game the way we wanted to. It just doesn't do that well from a content creator perspective. Let's see here. Is it under news? Here it is. Expedition 6, The Blighted. All right, let's take a look at this. Expedition 6, The Blighted, dated today, April 14th, 2022. So No Mans Sky Expedition 6, The Blighted. It is here. It is live right now. If you are unfamiliar with Expeditions, let's say you have a really big save file and you've played for 20 to hundreds of hours. An Expedition is a brand new character randomly generated on a planet. You just throw you there. They make you look a certain way. They give you a random ship, and then they give you a bunch of stuff that you have to do. If you successfully complete all of those things within the 5-week period, you get a bunch of great cosmetics and cool stuff to hand over to your main save. If you want, your expedition character at the conclusion of the expedition is turned into a just regular save. If you want to kind of basically keep going, all right? So if you start brand new with No Man's Sky and you jump into an expedition, that's going to be your option. Now, I would encourage you to not do that, okay? Don't start with an expedition if you're brand new to No Man's Sky, and let me explain why you shouldn't do that. They are going to assume that you know a lot of stuff. They're going to be telling you to get this out, move this, make this, grab this, do that, pick your nose. You're not going to be able to do any of those things quickly or efficiently because you've never done any of it. The beginning of No Man's Sky is excellent. It is excellent for the new player. They do a very, very good job slowly taking you through all of the various steps and what you need to do. Fix your ship, gather this, build that, create this part, build this thing, go to a space station. If you don't have those basics in your mind, if you don't have the basic No Man's Sky schema, you're not going to enjoy an expedition. I think you're going to find it to be frustrating. Again, that's my advice. I would say boot up No Man's Sky, brand new normal save, put in, I would say 2 to 5 hours, and if you really, really liked it and you think starting with an expedition character makes more sense, now you're probably more prepared to go start the expedition. Okay? All right. Hello, everyone. Yesterday, we released the Outlaws update for No Man's Sky, enabling the pirates of the universe to better retaliate against the Sentinel authorities upgraded earlier in 2022. After we revisited and refreshed planetary combat in Sentinel, it felt like a natural progression to improve ship handling and combat and deepen pirate-related gameplay throughout No Man's Sky. The passionate community response is always fantastic fuel for us. It's exciting to see you all claiming and piloting the new solar ships, fighting against or aiding outlaw forces, and swishing around in capes. The new expedition, Blighted, aligns with the piratical... how do you say that word? Piratical? Piratical? Piratical. It sounds like I'm saying radical. Piratical. Like somebody who really likes pie. Is Zubair here? I think he could get behind that. I really do. Anyway. It aligns with the pirate theme of Outlaws. Travelers will follow the trail of a pirate faction known as the Blight and their mysterious treasure. Gathering clues and decrypting milestones, expeditions give us an opportunity to mix up different styles of gameplay, and this fast-paced treasure hunt should again feel a little different from previous expeditions. Wow, I'm telling him clipped. Oh, you lawyers. Tattletale. The Blight are alert to the presence of travelers seeking their riches and have already taken hostile measures to trap would-be treasure seekers and the radiated hills of Ish 77R6. Restore your oh, there it is. Oh, sorry, I had to pop my neck. Woo! Piratical. Was that a fat joke? No, it was a food joke. I don't know if he's fat or not. He says he likes food. I'm just respecting the man's identity. Jiminy Christmas. He's always talking about waffles and stuff. Restore your comprised ship to embark on a journey across exotic stars and ocean beds into the heart of Sentinel and Outlaw territory, and ultimately, for those who persevere, to the Blight's legendary pirate treasure. So this is the brand new expedition that starts today. Let's take a look further down here. The Blighted expedition begins today and will run for approximately 5 weeks. Begin a new community expedition game to join the treasure hunt and collect exclusive limited edition rewards along the way. When the Blighted expedition concludes, your progress will be converted to a normal mode save, and rewards can be redeemed across all save games. So this is what I explained before. So I'm going to read this again just so we don't have any confusion, because I don't want anybody to be like, what? When the Blighted expedition concludes, your progress and that character will be converted to a normal mode save, and you can continue on with whatever you feel like doing. The rewards can also be redeemed across all save games. So if you have a save game with tons and tons of hours in progress, all the cool stuff you get can be handed over. So what cool stuff do you get? I'll tell you. Sputtering Starship Trail. This ramshackle ship exhaust nozzle was hand-assembled in an emergency by an outlaw. Has an occasional propensity to explode, but with no adverse effect on flight handling. So you want to make your ship look like it's kind of sputtering and struggling to run? There you go. You can get that. Here we go. I'm not offended. I love waffles too. Sounds like a good dude. Zubair is one of the best. By the way, we haven't had any new members today or coffee orders. Let's see if we can't get our first couple of new members or coffee orders. Today, for the first time ever, there will be a members-only stream. It'll be a third and extra stream after No Man's Sky gameplay. It'll be kind of like a gaming AMA. You can ask me anything. Is there controversy going on in esports or orgs or whatever? Ask me about it, okay? That's members only. If you're not a member, consider doing $5 a month. You'll also get access to Friday night streams with my wife, playing games, laughing, having drinks. And once a month, those Friday night streams are community game nights. And this month's community game night is April the 22nd. That's next week. Friday, April the 22nd, Friday night around 8 p.m. Eastern. We're playing Fortnite, no-build squads. And I don't even care if you don't like Fortnite. Just get it installed. It's free. It's totally cross-play on every platform. We're going to have fun, even if we're not really big Fortnite folks, okay? So, and the coffee, chat, tell them about the coffee while I read this. Listen to chat about the coffee. It's good. Outlaw-themed posters. Transform your base into an outlaw sanctuary with these pirate-themed posters celebrating all things anarchistic? Anarchistic and rebellious. What the frick, man? Why can't I say these words? Yo, Reckless Gambit coming in, getting that membership back. Getting it back. It's been a while. Good to have you back. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. Enjoy the member perks. Coffee is all right, I guess. Oh my gosh. Is that really what we're going to get as a testimonial in chat? Thanks, Sven, you frick. So, this is what I was talking about a little bit ago, Derek. If you build like a base and you got like your plants and your industry and your machines or whatever, you can decorate your base, and an expedition gives you rewards that can make your base look cooler, right? Okay. This is another thing for your base. Exclusive flag designs. The range of exclusive flags provide a variety of decoration choices for bases to suit a range of tastes. From the delicate heraldry flag... Heraldry? Why do they have to use words that I don't know how to say? I'm so offended. To the bold piracy flag. You're making me feel stupid. Wayward Cube. This cubic life form drifted into an orbital station from another reality where it was captured by a traveling merchant. It provides placid companionship when rehomed in a habitable base. Okay, we can read that. Habitable base. Rageous Roast Cold Brew over everything else says barrier. They're literally making up words, says Quiet Shy Girl. Right? They're just making up words. Sven says agreed, cold brew is goated. If you like cold brew, get the dark roast. I have been told that. I've been told that by multiple people. The dark roast and the light roast are the same base flavor. It's our original flavor. It's got balanced acidity, honey undertones, very smooth and drinkable coffee. A lot of people get the light roast because you don't need creamer or very little creamer. So, all words are made up. That's right. Farewell, morons. Outlaw Cape. A battle-worn cape stolen from the Blight, woven from chemically dipped nanofibers. This fabric is completely impervious to the heat produced by jetpack exhaust. It's a good thing that they said that, right? It's a good thing that they said that because, I mean, I was really like, okay, guys, can we get some realism here? Can we please get some realism? There's no way, there's no friggin' way that I'm putting that jetpack on and having a cape next to it. Our next update for No Man's Sky is never far away, and though the team is taking a moment to celebrate the release of Outlaws and the Blighted Expedition, we are continuing to work tirelessly on new content and features. Our journey continues. So, I guess my question is, are expeditions locked in now? That's my question, right? Are expeditions completely locked in? Or are we... like, I love the art here too. Golly, they're good with their art. The art team crushes it. If you're just tuning in, we're talking No Man's Sky Outlaws. We're also talking about the No Man's Sky Expedition 6 Blighted, released today. And there's not a sequel coming, but they are working on another game. Hello Games confirmed they're working on a new IP. It's incredibly ambitious, but it is not a sequel to No Man's Sky. I actually don't think that's problematic. Guys, keep in mind we do multiple streams a day here, so always make sure to check back. Make sure your subscription button is pressed and your bell button is on. If you've not been seeing my streams, always make sure and check your subscription feed or my channel because I stream every day and YouTube's being kind of wonky. We will be going live on Reforge Radio later today. I was going to do a more personal stream about something that happened last night because we had a tornado nearby, and it was kind of scary. And we're deviating from that because Elon Musk is trying to buy Twitter. So we're talking about that later this afternoon on Reforge Radio. So we do have another channel for more serious cultural, political, or religious topics. Over here, it's all gaming. It's variety gaming news coverage. I am safe for work, so if you haven't hit subscribe yet, you can do that in confidence. I'll be in your sub feed all week doing shows like this, breaking down updates and games and new stuff. Yeah, Outer Worlds. Yeah, I see that, Sven. This actually feels the Outlaws promotional art. It does feel a little bit like Outer Worlds stuff, right? YouTube stop the wonkiness. It feels a little bit better today. Again, we for those of you that are members, we had to delete the stream last week that we did with Madam because it had a bunch of copyright claims on it because of the Star Wars music. And the stats on it were really jacked up because we went live like a normal stream and then we switched it over. To members only, and we think that kind of got us punished. It may take a couple of days, but today feels slightly normal. So if you miss me reading through the updates, there's solar ships. They look really cool. There's new outlaw stations that have all kind of stuff you can do. The combat in space has been improved and rebalanced, and one of the reasons they did that is there's way more opportunities to get into space combat. Kentucky has surprisingly a bunch of tornadoes. We had some bad ones back in December. I didn't even realize that it happened. It killed like 100 people. It was awful. Let's see. They've increased explosions dynamics to make them more dramatic, to make them cooler. There you go. There's an explosion there. See, it's more dynamic. There's like random, trails and pieces flying off. It seems more like an organic explosion. There's passing frigate fleets in the sky now, just to add to that living world feel. I was wondering why I couldn't get farther than 25 minutes into the video. I felt really bad deleting it, Sorcerer, but it was like, we looked on the back end, and it was literally, all of our streams are fine, and then you see this one stream flagged red because it's got copyright claims on it, and it's members only, and then all the streams after that were terrible, and it's like, huh, this seems like a turning point. So we're obviously theorizing, but we think that might have played a part. Because essentially the YouTube algorithm analyzes your behavior, and if your channel's doing stuff that seems kind of like, it loses confidence in the channel for a while. It's like, don't promote that channel. It's doing weird stuff. Now, for those of you that want to be Han Solo, we already read through some of this. You can do smuggling. So you can actually purchase contraband goods from outlaw stations and then shuttle them to regulated systems to sell for a large profit. Now, see, here's my question about this, okay? Are you going to be able to do this cheesily, like in a cheesy way? So track with me here, No Mans Sky experts. Could I purchase these contraband goods and then just teleport with the portal to a previously visited regulated system and just sell it for money and get a ton? I'm going to freeze people in Carbonite. What's good, Jay Stubbles? How's New World doing, actually? I'm actually kind of curious. We can't cover it here, man. We just, the public lost interest. Same with Lost Ark. Well, Lost Ark's, it was too heavily invested in the purple platform to get any traction on YouTube, but seriously, Star Citizen is doing same smuggle goods. So, a space game having space pirates, you think that's like, what are they copying? Never played Outer Worlds, but No Man's Sky is one of the best values in gaming. It is. It really is for the price. If you have never tried No Man's Sky gameplay, now is the perfect time to dive in. Really, really. If you're just tuning in, we're covering No Man's Sky Outlaws, as well as No Man's Sky Expedition 6, Blighted, released today. No Man's Sky is nothing like Outer Worlds, not even an open world. Okay, well, there you go. Outer Worlds is a story-driven RPG. I mean, smuggling and piracy is pretty much a staple of space sci-fi. Yeah, I don't think that's like a weird thing, you know? Hey, tell you what, we've had a pretty strong morning. We just rolled over to 200 likes. Push us to 300 likes. That would be amazing. If there's a bunch of people that haven't pushed like yet, press that button. It helps the video, okay? It gets more people in here. Take our poll at the top of the chat. We usually have more votes. I don't know if the polls are just getting long in the tooth and people are annoyed by them. I used mobile the other day and it felt a little annoying. I don't know if I like them anymore, but No Man's Sky update. Is this enough to bring you back to try it out? Yes or no? We could just maybe start doing community posts with the poll and just let that sit somewhere else. New World's still going, low numbers, but we had our first player growth percentage this month. Tons of updates and quality of life. Game's feeling really good right now. Lots more to come. Okay. I know you can't say anything, but 30,000 feet, Jay Stubbles. Do you think it's within the scope of reason there will be like a big moment? Or is it going to be more piece by piece? Is there a big moment planned? Are they going to have a Taken King moment? Right? Or is that just not the strategy? If you can't say, I understand, but can you zoom out 30,000 feet and say, is a Taken King moment likely? Or is it like, no, this is going to be very, very building a wall with bricks of quality, right? YouTube is updating services. What do you mean by that? I saw somebody say something about that in the Discord. I saw paid services. Yeah, I think they're getting ready to push out gifted memberships. That's why that happened. Now, if you're going to be smuggling in No Man's Sky, system authorities may now scan passing ships and probe their cargo for illegal goods. With Sentinel interceptors primed to deal with would-be smugglers, enterprising pilots can install countermeasures in the form of a cargo probe deflector. So you're going to want that cargo probe deflector if you want to be Han Solo. My guess would be autumn is the big win-back moment with Brimstone Sands. Thank you. That's helpful. I appreciate that. Autumn. That's good to hear. That will be when I consider coming back and covering it. We need the paddles rubbed together on YouTube interest. In atmosphere combat. So, if you're a fan of combat, you might like this. This is going to be combat in the lower atmospheres. So, if you're new to the game and you've never played No Man's Sky, this is something that has never happened before. You could always drop down low and get on a planet to avoid combat. You got to be close enough to a planet, obviously. When pirates in the area, it'll stop you from like traveling really fast. Like if you're like flying out to a planet, you would get interrupted. And the reason that they did that is they wanted combat to be slightly disruptive. And now combat can seemingly happen on planets themselves, like when you're just flying around, right? So we'll be testing out No Man's Sky gameplay shortly today to see what we think of it, and we hope you enjoy it. Do you work for Hello Games? No. He works on New World. I don't think you'd regret it, says Eugene. It'll be overwhelming at first. Tons of resources out there to help acclimate you. I actually think if you just start No Man's Sky gameplay today, just jump in and go through all those early steps, I think it's great. I think it's a great content loop, right? I kind of feel like it's time to just say, damn, you've earned my money already, I'm in, and just blanking by it. Yeah, I think so. I think it's well worth it. It's such a fantastic game. Again, I think the early content loop in No Man's Sky is very charming. Very charming, very enjoyable. Especially, think of it this way. One of the reasons that expeditions have been such a big hit, they're on their 6th expedition, is because what it does is it takes the early No Man's Sky gameplay and it like shrinks it down and says, here, enjoy a fresh No Man's Sky content loop for the next 5 weeks. And existing players friggin' love it. Because when you get really far into No Man's Sky, you lose that early game grind, that early game feel, and the Expeditions brings that back. I think Diablo 3, in a genius sort of way, really trucked out into and pioneered this to a certain degree. The idea that, man, that early leveling experience is so fresh and fun, starting a new character, getting new drops, getting new loot, and I think No Man's Sky is doing a similar thing with the expeditions. And the reason they were so positively responded to is that that early game content loop is so enjoyable. So, yeah, this is another update today with No Man's Sky Outlaws in atmosphere combat. If your ship, let's say you really love your ship, but you're running out of cargo space, you can now fit it with a high-capacity cargo inventory, enabling players to haul more than ever across the galaxies. So if you want to ship cargo hold, I'm assuming that'll be something that needs to be purchased or created or crafted. This is another thing that I really, really like that they're doing. You can recruit pilots to your squadron, and they will automatically warp to your location during space combat, and they can be summoned to fly into formation at any time. Real King Salty says, sitting in the station in the starter system, and I'm able to speak with NPC pilots and ask them to join my squadron. Perfectly timed, King Salty. This right here is exactly what that is. Now, when they join your squadron, they'll come help you with combat, or they can just fly in formation because you think it looks cool. And then right down here, you can actually manage and upgrade your wingmen. So if you want them to be stronger, better, faster, whatever, you can inspect their skills, traits, and battle statistics, and then, manage them and expand your fleet capacity by unlocking additional pilot slots, or train your existing pilots to upgrade their efficiency in combat. So you can kind of decide which way you want to approach it. Is combat all PvE, or is there PvP too? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can attack other players, can you not? The ship you start with comes with an expanded cargo hold. New player or expedition, Salty? I don't think any game has ever come back as good as No Man's Sky has, and too many games aspire to make such a comeback, but they aren't like Hello Games. I'm going to give it a look when I get home from work this evening, says Chest Pain. Okay. Derek says, if they just add a hot bod French synth lady to pal around with me, let's go. Unfortunately, no, that's not in the game. You can't. That's not a thing. That living ship on screen looks dope. Yeah, this one over here. Yeah, the living ships are very cool. Living ships are basically organic ships that have moving parts and look kind of like alien beings, right? Name one. Oh, Butter says there are, and Ronaldo says name one. Yeah, I'm interested what games you think have had the comeback that this game has had. I know Rainbow Six Siege really rebuilt itself and has done very, very well. I know Fallout 76 has turned things around, but I don't think either of those games are at the level of No Man's Sky's quality increase and quote-unquote comeback, right? You can also expand your starship fleets. You can now have up to 9 starships. Previously, you could only have 6 total, so that is also now a thing. Been playing No Man's Sky all along, says Sandy, so absolutely I'll be doing this. Yeah, I feel really bad for people that invested in the community planet. It just didn't work. We just couldn't keep the interest up. They've now added cloth physics for fabrics, like draping fabrics like hoods and capes. And so there's the cape in action, and down here you can see a hood as well as a cape. That is something there. We still have our community planet, I'm sure. I'm referring to the most interesting companion in Fallout 4, of course. Oh, yeah. Fallout 4. If you liked Fallout 4, then you would like Outer Worlds. You would. Outer Worlds is very similar to Fallout. In some respects, I think it might have been better. But you would find a lot of similarities between Fallout 4 and Outer Worlds. The planet, is this there? Old Soul, what are you saying? The planet is still there. Oh, I'm assuming it's still there. I wouldn't think it would got like blown up or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't think that the Death Star showed up. We all go back and we're like, where's all our stuff, man? What the frick? I did not like Outer Worlds. It was not like Fallout 4. What? Yes, it was. It was a lot like Fallout 4. What? I'm not having a fever dream. It was very similar. I remember playing it and people were constantly saying that, and so was I. Space Combat Autopilot. This is literally my favorite part of the update. I'm not kidding you. This is it. This is it right here. If the cloth physics in this 6-year-old game are better than Elden Ring, shut up. What Fallout games made a comeback in the past decade? Fallout 76 has done pretty good, has it not? I thought it had a nice little comeback. I thought they turned things around. The creator of Fallout made The Outer Worlds, I think. Good morning, Lono and chat. Excited for the topic today. Yo, what's good, Gamer Plays? I remember being interested in this game at launch, says Denver, but it just didn't seem to have what I wanted. It looked like a different game. It looks like a different game now. Can you quickly summarize the gameplay loop? I will do my best, because there are a variety of gameplay loops, okay? I'll start with the most generic and try to get more specific for you, okay? At a very generic level, it is a space exploration survival game where you can try to get to the center of the universe. That is extremely generic, but also very satisfying for some people. That sense of upward and onward, you know, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Right? You can do that if you want. There is also the like Atlas sort of quest where you're getting different mysteries and things told to you, and you're following sort of the Atlas quest. That's sort of like a campaign-driven way of playing the game. There is the Artemis Quest, which is also very sort of mysterious and discovery-driven, and you're going to these places and finding these things and doing these things, right? Then there is sort of the dig down and build way of playing this game. You want to find a planet, a Goldilocks planet that you think is beautiful and awesome and has great plants and grass and cool things in the skyline, and then you want to build a base, and on that base you want to build like a bunch of resource, generation, so you can get rich and make your ship bigger and your settlement and your base bigger and make your frigate bigger and better, and so you can take that sort of like the I would say that's the establish some roots way of playing the game. Then you can be a bit of a space pirate, right? You want to go to planets and steal stuff, or get into fights and make your ship really agile and good at combat, and get into dog fights and gather materials and go kill animals. You could literally play this game like National Geographic in space. Every planet you go to, you can scan all the plant life, scan all the animals, and they pay you money to do that. And you can name the animals and name the plants and name the planet if you're the first one to get there. So that's another way of playing the game. Now, with the brand new Outlaws update, there are pirate missions you can do if you want. You can be a smuggler. You can buy stuff from the black market. Is that what they called it? No, they didn't call it that. They called it, you could buy contraband and then take it to regulated systems and make a bunch of profit, right? 8 months from my man BM. Keep up the grind, mate. Thank you very much. If you guys are enjoying the show, consider doing a membership. We are offering members-only content now. There'll be one this afternoon. There'll be one Friday night. We appreciate you being here. So that's everything. That's a lot that you can do right there. That is all up to the player. Like, everything I just outlined is 100% up to the player. You can just decide to play the game that way. Thank you for using the shirt command, Chest Pain. If you guys like my Thor shirt, it comes from the 80s Tees Thor collection. You can use the shirt command. Always remember to use code LONO for 30% off over there. Yeah, the brand new Expedition today, we've covered that. It's basically, the Expedition is like creating a seasonal character, right? It's like creating a seasonal character where you get to start fresh, and you've got all these objectives and things to do. You've got 5 weeks to complete those things, and if you complete those things, you get, a bunch of cosmetics and stuff. Don't forget, if you get to the center of the universe, you go to a new universe with higher tier resources in greater abundance. Wait, I didn't know that. Wait, so if you successfully get to the center of the universe, they send you to a higher tier universe after? and the higher tier resources are in greater abundance? I don't think I've ever heard that before. Thanks so much, definitely interested. Yeah, no problem. Keep in mind, undergirded beneath all of this, it is a space exploration survival game. You're gathering resources. You're making sure your ship and you have your shields are powered, and you know what I mean. You're gathering resources pretty regularly to keep things going. It's like New Game Plus. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. If you play today, are the old expeditions not available? No, they are not available. Or if you choose to run one, it's limited time. No, they allowed everybody to rerun all of the expeditions a couple of months ago, just in case you missed them. They made them a little bit shorter and faster in progression. But no, the whole point of an expedition is, it is low-level FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So if you miss Expedition 6, you miss those opportunities to get those cool cosmetics. So somebody that has been like dutifully playing since the beginning, they can have every cosmetic, everything that they've ever added, and they can have it all on their, on their pilot, on their base that they might have built. That's one of the reasons that they do it, right? The whole draw of seasonal play is you kind of have to be there to get the stuff. If you're enjoying today's stream, we're covering No Mans Sky Outlaws. Today released. Also, the new No Mans Sky Expedition 6 also released today. We are asking the question at the top of the chat, is this No Mans Sky update, is this enough to bring you back to try it out? Please vote in the poll. The poll just stopped. What is? I think I'm gonna stop doing them. I don't know. I think people are getting annoyed by them. I think I'm gonna stop doing them for a little while and just see. Well, a couple of days. It just stops. And I got to tell you, I was on mobile when the poll was in there, and I was like, I think this might be annoying new people. Because it's like right in your face, on mobile especially. I've been sinking my time into the wrong space game. This universe seems cooler. If you haven't played No Man's Sky in a really long time, or never really gave it a shot, this game has come, I mean, no pun intended, it is light years of difference between when it first launched and now. It's basically like, okay, so the thumbnail says No Man's Sky, no sequel, right? This is basically No Man's Sky 2. The state of the game right now, this is basically No Man's Sky 2. I'll be honest with you. I think that's essentially what this is. Like, to say, oh, we're not building a sequel, what Sean Murray should have said is, we're not building a sequel because we basically already did. Like, the way this game has evolved and changed, and the version of the game right now is basically No Man's Sky 2.0. At this point, you might even say it's 3.0. They've just done so much to the game. It's very much worthy of praise and respect, because it was a huge commitment for them to do what they did. I consume all your content on mobile, and it does suck when the poll bugs out and just hangs there. Can't see chat or do anything, but it's once in a blue moon. Yeah, once in a blue moon's enough to drive away a new person, though, and that's just I can't have that. Can't have that. Yeah, I'm at the top of my feed today, in here. Yeah, see, and you're right in the chat's right there. I like that. I like that better. I like that better. Have they updated the UI if you show up further down and are live, or does that thing flash like that? I wonder. I like that idea. I actually wish they would do that idea on desktop, alerting people that you're live. No, yeah, it still does it. Yeah, Call of Duty's further down and it has the live icon. That is just such an odd decision. I get why they did it, but they got to refine it. It doesn't take it away. It damages all of it, and you have to spend your resources to repair it all. I heard New Game Plus takes all your gear and stuff away. Is that accurate? Eugene saying no, it doesn't take it away. It damages all of it, and you have to spend resources to repair it. So it's like a soft reset. It's like you're kind of starting over. Yeah. Old Soul says, No Man's Sky does not need a sequel for exactly the reason you're saying, Lono. This is a completely new game. Yeah. Can we get a poll in Discord? Maybe use that to drive people to join the server? Yeah, I don't know. We used to do polls on the community tab. We should probably start using the community tab again. If you're just tuning in, we were wanting to know, is this update, is the No Man's Sky Outlaws update and the No Man's Sky Expedition 6, Blighted, I believe is what it's called, is that enough to bring you back or to try the game out for the very first time? We were asking people if that was enough. So let us know in chat. You have to be a subscriber to talk in chat, but subscribing is totally free. We have lost, this week we've lost a lot of subscribers. I think we're losing the Elden Ring guys that were only wanting Elden Ring content. I mean, that's the point of From Friday. You get once a week dedicated, but I think that's what's happening. So if you want to talk in chat, subscribing is totally free, and I'll be in your sub feed all week. People treat me pretty much like video game radio, and I am safe for work, so you can subscribe in confidence. A lot of people just throw me on in the background of their day whenever I'm live. What is this? Oh, my wife's sending me something to print. Okay. We've had one new member today and no coffee orders yet. We like to see 5 of each. So thank you to everybody who has been ordering coffee. Oh, I think I didn't print the coffee orders last night. I think I forgot to do that. My wife might have done it. No, I think my wife did do it. I think she did. We try to print, and we literally print labels and ship extremely quickly when you guys order coffee. It's usually dropped off at the post office literally next day. Old Soul says, you can't destroy planets, but you can build on them and make them ugly. Yeah, that's for sure. Explodo Game says, yes, it is bringing me back. Has anybody played No Man's Sky on the Switch yet? I have not. No, I have not. Oh, no, we didn't print the ones from last night. So there were 3 orders from yesterday. Those will get printed tonight. Sorry about that. To the people that ordered yesterday, we're usually literally one day out from the time that you order, like dropping it off. I ordered a bag of the Light in the Dark. Supposed to get here tomorrow. Can't wait. Yeah, if you ordered this week, yeah, it gets there very, very quickly. Life is Great says good morning. Yo, good morning, Mo. How are you? Welcome on in. Max says No Man's Sky has improved, and I have enjoyed almost every update. But the type of game I thought it originally was going to be, it has went in a different direction. But it is still fun to hop in occasionally. Tornado changed plans. Yeah, that's actually true. We were in the basement last night. My kids were a little spooked. My daughter was very spooked, actually. It didn't get us, but there was one close. Morning, Lono. I couldn't find your stream today until now. Not even going to the channel. Not sure why. I don't understand what you mean. You couldn't find my stream today until now. Not even going to the channel. Where did you find it then? That sentence is confusing. Skits McGee says, it looks like that weird thing is happening again with YouTube where people are getting unsubbed. I've noticed it happen to a few channels I watch where all of a sudden it's showing I'm not subbed. Yeah, we're losing. We lost a ton of subs overnight. I was like, what's going on? Like, we haven't lost subs on this channel in a really long time. We almost always gain. Not almost always. Like, we net gain every day. That could be happening, too, with all the UI updates and changes in the background. If I started tomorrow, could I eventually go and visit Planet Loney and see all the pretty stuff? Yes, you could. So you would have to get into the Discord, and people could walk you through how to do it. You have to get to the point where you have to use these glyphs to teleport, and we would have to give you our planet's glyph code, and you could literally travel to our planet with the glyphs. You got to get to that point, though. You can't just boot up the game and be like, what's your glyphs? You got to get there, and people could walk you through how to do it. It's both simple and complicated at the same time. I received my copy yesterday, says Pajinski. It included a nice thank you note with a child's drawing of an octopus on the back of the note. Pretty cool. thank you for ordering that. Yes, just so you guys know, you're not supporting a sponsor when you order our coffee. Like, it's in my house. My wife and kiddos ship this to you with little thank you note drawings. So use that coffee command to go and order some coffee, or there's a coffee link below in the description. We appreciate you basically supporting a small business. We greatly appreciate that. It's definitely not just this channel. There's a smaller MMA channel that I watch, and his new videos haven't been in my feed either. Yeah, they are really fiddling with stuff. King Arthur says, I had to update the home tab, your channel in YouTube. I had to close the app and open it a bunch of times, and then the stream appeared. Jiminy frick. Abe says, that wasn't a child's drawing. That was Lono's work. He tried his best. Oh, yeah, you can join on someone, too. That is true. I forgot about that. Creature's right. You can just join somebody's game that's on our planet, and then you just have to build a save point there, and you can always come back to our planet. You build a save point in a portal, and then you can always fast travel to the planet from a space station. I forgot about that. That's a quicker way of doing it. That's correct. Y'all are selling me on this game. Going to be my first purchase in several months. As far as dollars to value, this game literally offers hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of potential game time. Rad's channel is currently doing the same thing for me on mobile. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's... Hopefully they get it fixed. We're really, really hoping that they've got some big updates coming, like UI changes and gifted memberships and stuff. We're really, really hoping that that's what's coming, because that would make all of this worth it. And we are happy to see the membership numbers going slightly up. Now, I'm just going to tell you guys something. So if you're a member, all week long on this channel, you can use the question command, and all week long on Reforge Radio, you can use the Madam command to bank questions for the members-only streams. Nobody has done that on either channel, and that's okay. If you just want to show up for the streams and do it then, that's totally fine. So we are doing a third stream today on gaming that will be basically an AMA stream. Right? It'll basically be an AMA stream. Yo, welcome back as a member. Life is great. Thank you for rejoining and keeping that membership going. And the AMA streams on Thursday here are basically meant to be like, I'm calling it Thursday Throwdown. If there was some controversial stuff in gaming, esports, you know, that kid that recently got like unbanned, everybody's angry, that's a great time to ask about those things because it's members only. I don't like disrupting like a No Mans Sky stream to talk about that stuff. So that's a great time to kind of get in your AMA hot takes. It's also a great time to come in and be like, hey, Lono, I think this is my opinion on this gaming topic, and I want you to debate me, right? That's a great time to do that as well. So if you are a member, we're going to be doing that today after... We'll be doing a No Mans Sky Outlaws gameplay stream here shortly, just to show everything off. Hopefully my gaming rig doesn't give me any trouble. It's been acting up again. I think I have a hard drive that's just going bad, because basically if I get in the game and if I can get past the 60-second mark, I'm totally fine. But oftentimes, like in the first 60 seconds, the whole system goes and just hangs, and then I have to restart. I have to like go hold the power button down on the computer, and then after that, I'm totally fine. Like it truly doesn't make any sense. It's really frustrating to have such a strong system act so strange. Gaming only discussion today, then. Like, I'm not going to restrict you guys in the gaming AMA streams, like in the Reforge Gaming AMA, like Thursday Throwdowns. I'm not going to like hyper restrict you. Like if you're paying money to get into that members only stream and you want to ask me some kind of a spicy question and it's behind that paywall, I'm not going to tell you no. We kind of prefer that to be happening over on Reforge Radio, but I can see why you might do it here because we don't really have a space for that on radio, right? Radio, there's a topic every day. Today we're talking about Elon Musk trying to buy Twitter. Creature says, I will, gaming only. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you no, but I'm going to be like, that's not really what this is for. That's not what it's for. Maybe we need that on radio, right? Maybe we need that on radio. We have the Madam stream. Maybe we need another one as well. Hey, a brand new member, DurstTube. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Welcome into Reforge Gaming Tier 1 and enjoy all the extra content. Don't forget about Friday nights, guys. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's a members-only stream now. Playing games with my wife, having drinks and having laughs. And once a month, that Friday night stream is a community game night. Next week, April the 22nd, is community game night for members. We're going to be playing Fortnite no-build squads, and I don't care if you don't like Fortnite. Just install it. It's totally freaking free on every platform, and it's cross-play. We're going to have fun. Trust me. What do you mean trying? He already bought a majority stake. Hey, another new member. Yo, that's a double. We've never had a, we've not had a double in months. A double new member. I used to say double. I used to say that. Oh, message retracted. You probably are trying to change your name. We have a name change command if you're trying to change your display name. Thank you, X Ransom, for becoming a new member. Let's get that command in chat if that person would like to change their username. Name change. Yeah, he's not bought a majority yet. You don't like the double? We don't have the voice changer anymore. Hyped about this train, says Old Soul. Yeah, we got 2 new members. Keep it going. Keep it going. How many can we get? They're still, as long as they're still at the top of the chat, that counts. Can I clear out the one that's up there? No. Yeah. Oh, no, it did. It did. Yeah, if you click the top right icon and choose settings, go to add or manage your channels, you can create a new channel with your preferred username. Each channel has its own memberships. Yeah, so whoever just did that, unfortunately, this is another thing that YouTube needs to do. They need to let you select a username, dadgummit. Like, my name is, Hank Williams, and I would not like to have my full name in a YouTube chat, Today I learned chat has a timestamp option. Yep. Yo, what's good, Demetrius? Welcome on in. If you guys are tuning in for No Mans Sky Outlaws coverage, we've been breaking down the update as well as No Mans Sky Expedition 6. And we'll be diving in and playing in just a moment because we want to show everything off. He has the largest ownership stake, but it's not a majority. That's right. No worries, bro. No worries. Okay. Okay, yeah, you retracted it. I just wanted to make sure you were equipped to change the name. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just stupid the way that they have it set up. I'm actually frustrated they haven't fixed it. It's like by now you haven't given people the idea to be like, select a YouTube username. Like, you know what I mean? So your Gmail can still show up with your real name. I went to my YouTube account and you can change your display name. It's quick and easy. Yeah, but doesn't that affect your email? So if he changes his name from his real name to Taserface, isn't that going to make all his emails have Taserface on it? Siege Master with 5 months of membership. Not a new membership, but I'll try to keep the train going. All right, you're keeping the member train going. It's still happening. It's still at the top of the chat. If you guys want to join the member train, there's a join button you can click or type !join in the chat. Or you can click the join command in the description of the video. It'll change your email name to Taserface. Yeah. You have to create a channel with the username you want. That's what I did, says Old Soul. Yep. Love those disc plates. They're very cool. Thank you. It does affect your email. It's not streamlined yet. Yeah. So you basically have to use the name change command first before becoming a member. So right now, if you were to type in my chat and it was like, it just puts your full dadgum name there, you can use the name change command, create an account with the name that you want, and then become a member. No, my YouTube and email and Google accounts remained unchanged, but my display name for chat got updated. What? We need new directions then if that's possible. What does this button do? Hey, Quiet Shy Girl, keeping the member train going with 8 months of membership. Welcome back in. If you're just tuning in, we're very excited to jump into No Mans Sky Outlaws gameplay in a very short while here. If you've got questions, we went through everything. The Expedition 6 Blighted info, all the changes to the game. If you want to rewind, it's at the very beginning of the stream. Or just ask in chat. I can answer your questions. We combed through the entire thing. I've got the thing pulled up in front of me on my screen here. Pretty annoying that I have to use my full name in chat. Do people not have multiple Gmails to separate these things? Not always. Until I got into like having a small business, Eugene, I wouldn't have had multiple Gmails. No, I only had one. I didn't have a reason to have multiple Gmails. You know? Yes. Project is working on their new album. Did I do the membership thing right? Abe with a $2 super chat. Anyway, my question was about meeting real people in No Man's Sky. How do you communicate in-game? Oh, I don't know. Is there in-game voice over IP? Or do you have to use something external like a party system or like a Discord or something? I've had multiple email accounts for as long as I can remember, personal, business, and pleasure. Yeah, I don't know. Again, if I wouldn't have gotten into having a small business, I would have never needed a reason to get another Gmail. Seems to me that No Man's Sky is shaping into a great game. I would argue that as opposed to using that it's shaping into a great game, I would actually say it has shaped itself into a new game. I said this a little while ago because my thumbnail says no sequel because they did an interview where they're like, yeah, we're working on a new game and it's not a sequel, okay? I actually think they've built the sequel to No Man's Sky. Like, literally playing the game right now, you are playing essentially No Man's Sky 2. It is a completely different, fully built, fleshed out, amazing game. It's spectacular, right? If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, we need about 50 more likes to get to the next like milestone. Be sure to do that. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it does help the videos when you guys hit that like button. I like meeting new content creators for No Man's Sky. I've been covering for ages. We'll put your stream on my community page so we can get some crowd over here to watch. Go to channel. Let's see here. That's like a new option now. And go to your channel. You have a community page? Is it linked somewhere on your... Patreon, merchant, Instagram, main website. Captain, is it? Oh, your Captain Steve website. Sort by. Yeah, you've had some pretty good videos. A year ago covering this, you have a Star Bramble Bull video that crushed it. You have a building a freighter base video that crushed it. Yeah, you've got some No Man's Sky stuff that's done pretty well. Life is great with 8 months. Sorry, my membership didn't auto-renew. That's fine. Something happened and a lot of people's memberships didn't auto-renew, and it hurt. It hurt. It's a tab on YouTube. Okay. I've had people come in and say things like that before, Steve, and with respect, they're not... They're... Sometimes, they got 5 subs and a couple of videos. Like, you actually have a channel with subs and with videos, and people do that all the time. That's why I stopped reading what you said. I was like, oh, here we go, But you actually have a legitimate channel, so... It happens. We cover all kinds of games. We don't really dig down too deep into No Man's Sky for too long. We dip in, we check it out, we get out because we generally cover lots of different games here. And I actually love No Man's Sky and love what they did with the expedition system, and we have a community planet and everything else. But like, we've just found we can't plant our flag in it for very long. It loses momentum pretty quickly. I'm pleased with today's support and turnout. But generally speaking, if I keep trying to cover it, play it, and go back to it, it doesn't work. Is sub-gifting a thing yet? No. We think it's coming because they just updated their terms and service about payments and stuff, which is likely why they bumped a bunch of memberships off, I would imagine. Lono flexing? I am not flexing. Can't flex on a channel that has more subs than you. Sandy says, hello, Captain Steve. I've said this before about No Man's Sky. It's like my favorite game that I can't play. It's just, we just don't have time. And we tried, right? There are raids coming soon, but still not here. Oh, yeah, like raiding channels. Excuse me. Yeah. Raids are supposed to be coming. You're supposed to be able to redirect to other videos. Like, we have a couple of channels, and, you know, it'd be great to be able to redirect over to Reforge Radio in the afternoon. Still can't do that. Oh, I get that, Sean. I get that. Bless you. Thank you. You've actually watched some of Captain Steve's No Mans Sky's videos before? Well, it seems like a lot of people have. He's got some guide videos from about, I went and just cycled his videos to most popular. I always like to do that. Like, okay, do you have any, you know, what do you got over here? You got any breakout videos? Any breakouts? And I see like 88,000. I'm like, well, yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good little video. Like your tunes, very cyberpunk sounding. It's a DMCA free list that you should check out, called Stream Tunes. They spell stream with 2 E's though. Stream Tunes. It's all copyright free. You do have to get whitelisted on their website. It's Devin Nash is the one of the guys that promotes it. And I was using Harris Heller's synthwave, and this synthwave was significantly better, so we switched to it full time. We should probably create a command for it. So if you wanted to use their music for your videos and stuff, you could, but you do have to get whitelisted. You got to go like submit your channel to their website and then wait like 48 hours, and then you should be good. You can use them right away, but it will claim, and then about 10 minutes later it releases all the claims. They're not strikes, they're just claims. But it's just, I don't know, YouTube might get a little funky when you get like, you know, 2 or 3 claims of video that immediately disappear. That can kind of trip up the algorithm because you're suddenly not monetized and you suddenly are monetized. So it's better to get whitelisted first. What happened to the previous Lono main theme? You dropped it. I forget what that theme was. It's called Stream Tunes. No A, just 2 E's. Just 2 E's instead. I have to look into that. I downloaded all YouTube's free audio tracks and slapped them in Winamp. Yes, I still use Winamp. Oh my gosh, I remember Winamp. I remember when you could get like skins for Winamp. It was actually really cool. You can like make it look like it was hand drawn and stuff. That was so fun. Oh, there were some really good skins for Winamp. I remember I would change my skin for Winamp like every other day. That was back when I used AOL Instant Messenger, IRC, and played Quake 3 and was like in a clan. Come on. It's right there. Oh, man. There's a bat crack down there. I can feel it. It's annoying. If you're just tuning in for No Mans Sky Outlaws coverage, we've been covering it, talking about it. There's also a No Mans Sky Expedition 6 that launched today. If you've got questions, hit subscribe so you can talk in chat. We'd love to take your questions. My wife says 20 years ago. No. 22 years ago, 23 years ago. Mouthy. It's had a new version, and there's loads of skins, and you can make your own. Sounds like you grew up on all the greats. Yeah, I was in a Quake 3 Rocket Arena clan, and we actually were really good. Funny enough, we were third on the East Coast ladders, and the 2 teams that were above us, we ended up finding out later they were full of cheaters. So we were basically like the top team on the Eastern ladders. It was so funny how many teams cheated back then. Same thing seems to be happening now with all of the, with every game. Leave Twitter is trending. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, Elon Musk. He loves to shake things up, doesn't he? Let's do a member stream of Lono getting cracked by the chiropractor. They actually struggle. The last couple times I've been there, they always struggle to get my lower back. It's annoying. It's all tight down there. They're like, you need to get that loosened up. And then I go to see like a massage therapist, and I can't stand it. It hurts. I wouldn't mind like a relaxing massage, but when they're actually trying to get work done, I'm like, this hurts. I don't like this. I feel like you're trying to dig into my back, like you're trying to get something out. It hurts. I hope he buys it just to delete it. No, I've not played it yet. The Meltdown is glorious. I need I need an Xbox controller. Shoot, I thought I had one in here. I'll have to grab one. Because you have to boot the game up, but you have to boot the game up and you got to have the controller, like, plugged in. I guess I could use my PlayStation controller. I'd recommend Bane. He's good at cracking lower backs. Yo, Lono, good morning. What are your thoughts about Moon Knight? Yo, what's good, Head Killer? We actually haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I think we're going to do the same thing with that show that we did with Hawkeye. We'll just wait, and when it's done, we'll just watch them all pretty quickly. You know what I mean? Heard he said that he would turn the Twitter building into a homeless shelter. I think he's just goofing around. I really do. I think he's messing with them. That's our topic for Reforge Radio this afternoon, so we're not talking about that right now. So yeah, we are not talking about that right now. We got to glide over that. We got to skip over that. Excuse me. We're also doing a members only stream today on the channel, on this channel here on Reforge Gaming, and it'll be an opportunity to just do like almost like a gaming AMA, almost like a hot take AMA. Yeah, YouTube's having issues on mobile too. I can't refresh the back end on my phone. There it goes. Yeah, they're having all kinds of problems. Have you finished Horizon Forbidden West main story mode? Yeah, I did it on this channel. Yes. We did that on this channel. We streamed. It's like a 9 or 10 part series. Yep. Moon Knight's pretty great so far. I can't bring myself to finish Horizon. I'm hating the combat. Will you be doing the expedition or continuing your save? I think we were going to kind of do both. So I was going to boot up my main save and check out all of the No Mans Sky Outlaws stuff. And then we'll boot up an expedition character and just see what it's like. We'll do both. I should probably add that to the description now that I'm thinking about it. Because people are going to be looking for both. Let's see here. No Man's Sky Outlaws gameplay. This will also be a No Man's Sky Expedition 6 Blighted gameplay stream. I misspelled Blighted. There we go. Let's see. And then we'll have to add we'll have to add some tags. Just so if people are looking for No Man's Sky Expedition 6 gameplay, it'll be in the description. There we go. Okay. Here in a little while, he'll shut this stream down and immediately boot up another one for gameplay. Yeah. Not just today, but in the future. So here's the thing. We just can't dig into games for very long. It just is impossible. Like, we did it with Elden Ring and it was great, but I think part of the reason we're kind of getting punished right now is we covered a game for like 4 weeks straight and now we're not. We experienced this a little bit with New World and a little bit with Lost Ark, but Lost Ark got to hand off pretty cleanly to Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West, like, we literally played it like 4 or 5 days in a row to finish the campaign, and support just got lower and lower and lower. It's just really hard to do that. This channel is primarily a talk show channel, right? So gameplay's there, cool, check it out, boom, and then that's it. To get into the new Outlaw stuff, use your conflict scanner in the galactic map. Look for the skull icon under the conflict zone. If you want wingmen, use your freighter command room and then unlock. That's really helpful. Thank you, Captain Steve. We'll be able to showcase that like right on the front end of the gameplay stream. I'm so excited. You're the reason I started playing No Man's Sky. Oh, thank you, Shells. I appreciate that. Have you seen the video of the kid who streams and has pyro laser show when he gets kills? No, I have not seen that. Yo, it's good, Dahlia Dream. One of my group already has one of the new ships. Oh, dope. The new ships are hot. I watched Survival Bob's Phase 1 earlier this morning. Barrier says, love that guy. Yeah, I've not seen him. I saw a guy post something on Reddit, and he was like, he's like, is my lighting distracting or something or other? And he basically had an RGB system that lit up his room in response to the lighting in the game. So if the game got dim, the lights got dim. If there was green lights, red lights, white lights, whatever in the game, that's what it would switch to. It was really cool. Did you watch any particular guide for like lighting etc when you were first starting to build this new set? I'm live streaming a class for a convention multiple times this year, struggling. Okay, so I can give you some of the basics of why lighting is a dadgum nightmare, okay? It's a dadgum nightmare, all right? So, yeah, I think I've discovered the issue, Creature. We're getting suggest every day. We're getting 0 search. That's where we've been chopped off of. We got punished out of search for some reason. I refuse to believe that no one's searching for No Mans Sky Outlaws today. I refuse to believe that. That's what's happened. We got to we got our wrist smacked, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, okay, so lighting for like streaming and stuff. First and foremost, let's say you're using a webcam, okay? A webcam is only as good as the lighting that you feed it. One of the biggest things that people do is they just turn the webcam on. They're just sitting in a dadgum room. And you got bright lights in the corner like lamps and stuff. You need all of your lighting sources to be sort of behind the camera and hitting you. If you can do that with a webcam, you'll improve your quality a bunch. You don't want a bunch of like lamps and windows behind you, because what that does is the light hits the camera and it struggles because it's like, oh, it's so bright, right? Your stream was the 8th result for me when I searched No Man's Sky Outlaws. Yeah, that's not so hot. We should be at the tippity top. That's typically the treatment that we get because we're one of the few people that streams, coverage like this. I go incognito and we're not there. Yeah. I go incognito and we're not there. And that means we've been kicked out. Like we used to be, I could go incognito and we'd always be in the top 4, top 5. So we got punished. I think, for the copyright stuff, which wasn't our freaking fault, but whatever. Anyways, so that's point number 1 is you don't want lights behind me. It could be behind yourself. It could be a window. It could be a lamp. You got to remove that. You want a very like flat colored basic background, and you want the lights kind of hitting you. Now you don't want lights like right on your head and it makes you like shine like a beacon or your skin gets washed out. So if you can kind of get some, lighting set up to kind of point at you. The next thing you can do is if you want it to look like this, you kind of can't use a webcam because it's just going to struggle. My camera struggles. I had to like massage my camera to the point that it looks the way that it does. I had to set it to not have the white light going up and down because like I'd raise my arms and do all this and wave around like an idiot, and then the lighting would go brighter, darker, brighter, darker. So I had to turn that off. Also, LED lights can cause like a vroom, 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 vroom effect. Like if I have to use the right colors. If I use the wrong colors, the camera picks up on the frequency of the LEDs and you can friggin' see it. What? And yes, I will be talking about Elon Musk trying to buy Twitter. That's our Reforge Radio topic for today. My girlfriend was live streaming teaching English kids in China. I bought her a little cheap light to put behind the camera. It was crazy how much it changed. Yeah, you can go and get like a ring light and put it behind the camera so it hits you really nice, and it will dramatically change the quality. That's like the number one problem with lighting is you have like a window or a lamp behind you, and the webcam's like, ugh, what the frick is that? And so it struggles. So you remove all that from behind you and just get yourself hit with some good light. It'll take a basic webcam and like make it look super upgraded. And I'm like, did you get a new camera? No, I'm just lit better. Some great tips there. I may have to relook at my face lighting. Also look at diffusers. So, a diffuser I can't get it in the screen. Hang on, maybe over here. See, it looks like an umbrella. So that's going to diffuse the light. So those umbrellas make it so like I'm not having like it's you don't want it to look like a flashlight shining on your face. Like some people set up their lighting and it looks like this, like it's too bright. It's like directly hitting your face. But a diffuser will make it to where the lighting is diffused. Like it kind of like it basically spreads it out, flattens it out, or I'm not an expert. I don't know what words to use. It diffuses the light. So it's helpful. That's another thing you can look into. Pretty cheap diffusers like that. They're not very expensive on Amazon, and they'll make a huge difference. Sir, stop shining a bright light. Your gray hairs are shining. Bro, I love my gray hairs. Look at this. Look at this. See right here? I love it. I want them. I want gray hairs. I'm getting some. What about a ceiling fan? If it's slightly behind you, would that be an issue? Any lighting behind you is going to mess with it. Yes, every time. Every time. If you can turn that light off and be properly lit from lights behind the camera, it will dramatically change quality. I'm starting to get the Doctor Strange. Yeah, I'm getting some on the sides. I am. I've got a friend of mine, and he got like the gray on the sides, and I'm so jealous. I think it looks so handsome. I love it. My daughter really likes Doctor Strange, so I'm always telling her, I'm like, I'm going to get gray on the sides. Yeah, there you go, Distorted. There you go. Salt and pepper, baby. That's so good. My dad started getting white in his beard a long time ago, and he was like coloring it out, and we scolded him. We're like, what are you doing? It looks so good. So what a diffuser does is it diffuses. So it's a diffuser that diffuses, and that's what a diffuser is in a nutshell. That's right. That's right. Snow loves the gray in my beard. Just started getting gray in my head too. I'm telling you, man. Gray hair it's dignified. All right, I'm gonna walk around a little bit to make sure my computer's not gonna have one of its conniptions before we switch over to gameplay. Have they changed it so can you still do the punch thing? Yeah, you can still do the punch thing. Ooh. Okay. I was gonna check on some video. 1440 VSync. drop this down so that we don't get... Okay. Okay. Could probably bump FOV to like 90. Seems a little low at 75. Okay. No tearing. The classic slow spin test. All right, perfect, perfect. We're getting good capture. Gotta always check that. Gotta always check that to make sure that we're good to go. Getting the ship so I don't get burned alive or whatever the frick. All right. We got to change this to microphone. Oh no, did I unplug that? No, but why am I not getting... Oh, I know why I'm not getting sound. It did get unplugged. So the gaming rig needs to be... What, monitor only? We're not getting sound. Hang on. Shoot. Okay, I think we're getting sounds now. Yeah. Okay. I do all this now so that, like, the beginning of the gameplay stream isn't me sitting here jacking around with settings like a dum-dum. All right, let me feature the video as a main video on the channel, and then that way if anybody needs to refresh... All right, I'm going to take a real quick break before we do this. And after the gameplay, we will boot up. Creature, I didn't make a thumbnail for it. Hey, we got a coffee order. I didn't call this out. I'm so sorry. It was about 20 minutes ago. A bag of light roast to... someone named Sean. I wish you and your family nothing but happiness and success. Thank you. Yo, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Free-to-play version. When's it coming out? Actually, it looks cool. Yeah, I didn't create one for the member stream, Creature. For here on gaming. Jelly, I want to try the coffee so bad. Pirate attack vector detected. Nearby planetary settlement is under attack. Eliminate hostile ships to earn rewards. Oh, man. We're missing out on a public event. Okay, I'm going to quickly run upstairs and use the restroom. I'll be right back, and we're going to jump into this gameplay, all right? Don't go anywhere. Yo, my man Royal Duck jumping back in as a member. Welcome back. Appreciate that very, very much. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Going to be diving in to this gameplay. No Man's Sky Royals. Outlaws. What am I even saying, chat? Okay, let me send out a tweet so people know that we're jumping into the gameplay. Live. All right, I'm going to put a link in chat just in case the redirect doesn't work. It's been better, but it's also sending people to like random videos. So who the frick knows? It's pinned at the top. It's also the featured video on the channel. So okay. Oh, there's a war going on, chat. Golly. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. All right. It puts messages over there, so I'll put myself over here. Mm-hmm. You don't get why we're doing that with the commands? That's how Nightbot works. That's how Nightbot works. He responds to commands with an exclamation point in front of him. I didn't code Nightbot, somebody else did. Yo, a $10 tip from Omar. So generous right here at the end. Really appreciate the tips. I've been struggling the last few days. Replaced my webcam and it still looked bad. I will tinker a bit more when I get home and check on a diffuser. Thanks again. Yeah, no problem, Omar. Thank you very much for the support. All right, here we go. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is going to be a No Man's Sky Outlaws gameplay live stream. If you're watching the past broadcasts, you missed it, but I'm going to showcase both all the new things with Outlaws. I will also check out the new No Man's Sky Expedition 6 Blighted gameplay. We will be doing both in this stream, so make sure you're subscribed, bell button, all those things. We did a talk this morning. I combed through all of the updates, the blogs, also discussed the fact that Hello Games is not doing a sequel to No Man's Sky. I actually don't think that's a problem, but they did address that. They are working on a new game and a new IP. They say it's as ambitious as No Man's Sky, and we talked about that this morning. I'm actually going to bring everybody over from that stream with a